Now let's go to this. With local government elections behind us, rival political parties face the dilemma of forming a coalition. In KZN, several councils are hung. Reporter Lethiwe Mdluli finds out what the talks are in their respective war rooms. She joins us now live. Lethiwe, you've spoken to the DA and you've spoken to the Good Party. What are other parties telling you?
Well, Maseko, now I'm joined by Action SA. I will be posing that important question. What happens now to those hung municipalities? Here in the province, we have 18 of them, and nationally, we do understand we have 66 of those hung municipalities. It's been a difficult time for a lot of parties, but other parties, such as opposition parties, such as the DA, the Good Party, Action SA, IFP, are saying that they are open to those coalition talks, but so far, a lot of parties are against being in coalition with the leading party, the ANC. I'm now joined by Action XA's mayoral candidate here in KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Makosi Khoza. The very important question that we've been asking a lot of political parties here in the province is regarding coalitions. What does Action SA think about this, and what are you going to do, especially nationally and also here in KZN?
Basically, Action SA position is very clear. We want municipalities to function. So we are going to coalesce with all other political parties except the African National Congress, because it betrayed its mission, and the people have spoken. They no longer want it in power. So we can't bring it through the back door. So we are very open to all the other political parties, and here in this province, definitely, we are going to be engaging with the IFP and the DA, as well as other small political parties. There is no problem with that.
Now, the ANC is still the leading party. They do have majority of the seats in some of the councils that they've won. Moving forward, because those talks are going to be held in the next couple of days, what's going to happen within those talks? Because I understand that Action SA will be meeting and having those discussions moving forward.
Well, we are going to be meeting, and I can give you a very good example of eThekwini. The ANC is sitting at 42%, and obviously the ANC will not be able to govern, even though they are the largest party. They are not going to be able to govern alone. They will need a coalition partner. So we are not going to go with the ANC. And depending on what is the outcome of the other political parties, we are in the majority here as the political parties other than the ANC. And I think we can form the government in a eThekwini municipality and make it functional. In other municipalities, like in KwaDukuza, it's going to be very difficult because, as you know, even though we manage as Action SA to bring down the ANC below 50% from more than just above 60%, because we got more than 8% of the votes. So in that municipality, unfortunately, the ANC is sitting at 49%. They can pick up any other smaller political party that has one seat, and before you know it, they will be taking that municipality. But that said, it doesn't stop us from talking, and we are talking with even those parties that won one seat or something like that. In Newcastle, there are talks, there are engagements, informal engagements right now, because we are a value-based political party. We wanted to be sure that we are aligning with people that at least share some of the key values of Action SA, one of those being ethical leadership. If you don't agree to ethical leadership, unfortunately, we're not going to be in coalition with you.
Now, coalitions have not worked out well in the past. What is going to happen differently now moving forward, especially so that people can actually benefit, because this is all about communities that need service delivery?
You know, I think we are being very harsh to South Africans. Coalitions are a recent phenomenon in South Africa. So that was a learning curve. And now that we are maturing, and given the way people have voted, I mean, I was in the ANC for over 35 years. I never thought that in 27 years the ANC will be sitting at less than 50% nationally. I mean, I never thought of that. So I am saying we are maturing, and I heard him, Kulego, from the IFP, and he was citing very good examples of Germany. You know, in Germany, coalitions are working well. And in other countries, like even in Italy, they started off very badly, but now we can see that there is improvement there. So I do think that as we mature, I do believe that South Africans have good intentions, and they want to see these municipalities working. After all, it's not about political power. It's not about ideologies at local level. It's about service delivery. And if all the other political parties can get that right, we are not going to sweat the small stuff about national issues like nationalization and land redistribution and all those issues. I really believe that those are issues that belong to national and provincial spheres of government, not so much at local level. And I think if we can understand that, I do think that we can find one another, because at the end of the day, it is the South African citizens that deserve better than what they've been getting in the past decades.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That is Dr. Makosi Khoza, Action SA, just basically saying that they are willing to go into coalitions with the other parties except for the leading party, the ANC.
All right, they definitely are not moving from their position. Thank you, Lethiwe Mdluli.